you think Gannon should give Clayton Tune the start next week? I mean, I think you're going to see Joshua Dobbs at least through next week. If he has a really rough game, I'm talking like 3 or 4 turnovers, maybe they opt to pull the plug. But again, like if you're confident, Bo Brock and Drew Petzing as an offensive coordinator, you ought to be able to scheme up easy throws and a run game that, by the way, was productive today. I just don't think they went to the well enough.
And as far as being able to put that Clayton Tune cat back in the bag as soon as you kind of pull it out, like that becomes a little bit tougher, right? You start to pull him and you have a short leash, and then you put Tune, and then if he doesn't perform, do you go back to Dobbs or do you go to Jeff Driscoll? It's just that's a slippery slope that I don't think you want to get into this early into the season, especially when you have to bide your time between now and Kyler Murray is going to be ready to play. I just think that it's Dobbs. I know, like, a lot of people are up in arms. They didn't like what they saw.
Which is fine.
Look, yeah, absolutely. It lost you the football game, but there has to be patience. Like, rebuilds, I've said this before, they're not for the faint of heart. Like, this is part of the process, and it becomes the difficulty level goes up exponentially when you have your franchise quarterback out. And, I mean, most of the time it's identifying who your franchise quarterback is. You know who it is at this point. Now you just got to bide your time between now and when he's ready, and that's going to be the toughest task for the Cardinals and their fans.
Well, BG, you think about like tuning up the machine, tuning up the car for Kyler Murray. Like, yes, the offensive line needs to perform better. You get a run game going, you get the playmakers in place, and then you give them this kind of defense. Like, this is how you're going to be able to evaluate Kyler Murray on this team in 2023. Give him 10 games of this, and can he go win 5 of them? Can he win 7 of them, right? That will give you immense confidence heading into 2024 and beyond. What you don't want to have happen is games like today, and then Kyler Murray doesn't come back at all, which is a lot of people in the national media say is going to happen. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't think that happens. I think Gannon and Austin Ford and everybody have put in a lot of faith in Kyler. I mean, they named him a captain, right? He hadn't been through anything yet. He's been a captain, and that's leadership role, right? And it goes back to how he gets bashed on the media for his attitude maybe or stuff like this, but we don't get to see what's going on in that locker room.
Yep.
I mean, you can take this back to the Jay Cutler eras. You can take it to Aaron Rodgers, where in the media, both of those guys have been absolutely hounded about, I don't like his attitude. I don't like how he treats it. Jay Cutler was the main one, right? They're talking about the way he throws an interception, he doesn't feel it. Right? Yes, Kyler Murray, looks like he's throwing a fit out there, but a lot of that is just competitive.
Yeah.
A lot of that is not wanting to make that mistake, and when it comes out, he's beating himself up or he doesn't like that. So I feel like if you can give him a top defense when he comes back, he knows what he's doing. I think he's going to play. I'd bet the house that he plays this year.
Yeah,
I don't think he sits out, but we will see.
I mean, I saw him all week leading, throughout practices. When guys are stretching, he's right there, dead set in the middle of the field. He's in the mix with his players. He's, talking with guys, talking shit, I'm sure, having fun with the guys. Doesn't seem like somebody that's going to be isolated away from the team has been told, hey, you're not coming back even when you can come back.
No,
it's just not.
He's one of those guys where he's a competitor. He's won his entire life, right? This is the first taste of losing.
Yeah.
Him being in the NFL is the first taste of losing he's ever had. So it's another one of those things where he's got to develop, but the way he's been around and been in the mix, it doesn't look like a guy that's checked out to me.
I want to get to this super chat. I think it's a really great point. Brian Ward, $5. Thank you so much, Brian. Great points on Dobbs. I hope to see him improve. However, it's the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're a starter or backup. Your job is to be competitive. And again, that's why I don't think Kyler Murray, it takes him 6-7 weeks to come back. You're not going to see this kind of performance from Dobbs for 6 weeks. Like, they'll make a change, and they'll make a change for the betterment of the team. And to BG's points, like, that's why they want Kyler Murray back this year. That's why they'll break glass when the emergency happens. You want to be able to bring him off of PUP and get him in games because, again, like, it goes back to the narrative that this team is tanking, and we like to tongue-in-cheek have fun with it, Bo. You think those players, those 53 men competing today, were tanking for anything? Caleb Williams or Marvin Harrison Jr. or Drake May? They're trying to win a football game. And you want to be able to give them and reward them with the best chance to do that, and it starts and ends with K1. So I think today we really saw them earn hopefully a lot of local and national respect with how they're going to compete this year.
I mean, we see Kyler on the sidelines. He traveled with the team. He was with his squad. We see this team lose one that, a lot of us thought that they should have won. Britt, I guarantee you that locker room, there were a lot of pissed off guys.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like, I'm sure all 53 guys plus that entire coaching staff is furious they lost this football game because they don't care about what the tanking narrative. They really don't, especially at this point.